about how do we deal with. Yesterday we learned about mixins and functions. We need to know about another option, bundling. Bundling. Actually, bundling is nothing but, so it is the process of bundling all CSS into one file. All CSS into one file. What is advantage of this? It will reduce the number of requests. It will reduce the number of requests for page, and it will improve the page load time. So for that we need to follow one technique. Actually, how we handle this, generally what we do is we write all the styles separately and we will apply for one location. For example, I will open the project here, and in this we have to create the location is this. This is our project. Okay, so first step what we have to do is, actually, for clean separation we have to create separate files. So let's see here in this SASS folder. So I will use that. Yeah, in the SASS folder we will add files. Generally what we do is, while designing CSS library, we will cleanly separate everything. For example, buttons related effects separate, list related effects separate, text box related effects separate. Like that we classify them. So generally what we do is, the example I will give here means the process how we do is, first step is we create separate SAS file, separate SAS file for every set of effects. We create separate SAS file for every set of effects. And very important is, if SAS file is designed for importing into another file, then it must have the file name starting with underscore, compulsory. Suppose we have file.scss, this is okay, but whatever the code you write in this file, it is not allowed to use in another file. That means now this is not for exporting and importing. That means it is to directly use. No importing, no exporting can be done. Here underscore file dot scss, underscore file SCSS. This is for, so this is intended, intended to export and import. It is intended, intention is to import and export. So it is mandatory that the file must have the prefix underscore. And what you have to do is you can import in any another document, another SASS document by using import method, by using import, and you have to define the file name. File you have to mention. Then no need of underscore. Underscore is only for designing the file. I am creating a new HTML page, home.html. In this home.html, I am designing. So HTML head, home, title. So home. In the body section, I am defining here. We will add some button. So register and button like cancel, something like this. That is just only some buttons we have, and we will keep in a div. So some buttons are here. Okay. And we have some ordered list, unordered list like options. Now for ordered list, unordered list, we have like home, like about, something like contact, something like this we have. Now what we are doing is we are maintaining, if we maintain all at one place, that means button related effects, ordered list related effects at one place, then in some projects, in some pages, we have only buttons. Then unnecessarily you are using this logic also, and not, you are importing that logic also and not using it. It's waste of space. That is the reason what we do is here, let's go to the SASS folder. In this SASS folder, we will add a new file, underscore buttons dot SCSS, underscore buttons dot SCSS. Here you write whatever effects you want. That means whatever you want, class names, anything you want, you can define. Suppose I am giving button, wherever button is there. For button, I will give border 1 pixel solid red color, and background color, so some tomato, and color as white, and padding as 3 pixel, and font size as 19 pixel. Like this we are giving. These are the effects for button. Here you can use variables, anything, whatever you want, you can do. For that means you can have, like, suppose we have dollar border, and we have 1 pixel solid red color, and I can access that border and use it here. All are same thing. Now this is button related effects we are having. Now let's create another file, underscore list.css, SCSS, list.scss. Here we will write wherever. So ordered list, what we are using, unordered list. I will give OL or UL, ordered list or unordered list. List style we will put as none. And what we do is we want to display like navigation bars, right? So list display as inline. So and every list item will have some border. So and here we can use 2 pixel solid. I will give you separate variables also. For example, so let's do one thing. Means little bit complex, but do one thing. This variable we will create in separate file. I will import, I will create another file underscore variables dot scss. All variables we will put here. Border variable is there, padding variable is there, 5 pixel like this. Box shadow variable is there, shadow variable is there. That means we have some 2 pixel, 2 pixel, 3 pixel, some black like this shadow we are giving. All variables at one place. I want to those use those variables in buttons. Then what we have to do is at the net import, 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 and the file you want to import, the file is variables. That's it. That file name is given with underscore variables, but while importing we have to just use variables. In that some variables are there, those will directly work here now. That means we don't need to declare variable again here. All variables at one place, all functions at one place, all mixins at one place, and button effects is using it. Okay, let's go to variable, go to list. Here lists also should use it. That means here also what we do, we will use import. We will import what? Variables. Variables need to be imported here, so that here also border, I can access border. I can access that border. We can import and we can define there. And here I am just using padding. Padding also we will get from padding. Padding, we will import from that padding, we will import from border. And just I'm giving some background color yellow, something like this. Just roughly all these things are defined. Now we have 3 options. We have buttons, we have variables, and we have lists. 3 files are present where everything is separated. Lists effect separate, button effect separate, but we want to use all of them in one file. Then if I separately compile them, 3 CSS will come. These 3 CSS we have to link to home. That is not good, because if you increase the number of requests, number of CSS, then page load time will increase. Then what we do is we will create one new file. For this file, I will give as theme.scss. Theme.scss, no underscore. Why? Because this I will not import anywhere. This is the file that I want to use directly in HTML. Now in this, what we have to do is, we need all the code. We have to first use here at the net import. Import. So what to import? So import variables. Next, what to import? We have to import buttons. Next, what to import? We have to import lists. All these are imported. If you want, you can write any extra effect here. Suppose I say body, so font family, some Arial, like this I'm getting. That means you can have and you can import others also. Now what is advantage here? Save. Now compile this theme file. So let's open and compile the theme file. SASS theme.scss. What is it? Theme.css. So it is compiled here, successfully compiled. Now let's go to theme.css file. Theme.css file. You see everything is there, right? Everything is there. That means all the information from different files is one in one file. Now what we do is in home.html, we have to link relation is equal to style sheet href is equal to dot slash theme dot css. We have to use theme dot css. That means it will use the effects and display. So the effects designed in separate files, we are bringing them and we are using in one file. This is very good. Actually, we how many files we need? 3 files. So but now one file is managing everything. So and very important is it not necessary to use this file. What we want in some places, we want only buttons. Then what we do, we compile only buttons and we will link it. Sometimes we want all, then we use this, right? Any real time css library is built like this. All variables, functions, different category libraries, everything they will keep in this file. For example, so we have installed bootstrap. Observe here. So in node modules bootstrap, you see bootstrap have SCSS folder. Bootstrap have a SCSS folder. So this, that means even bootstrap is designed with SCSS. Bootstrap is designed with SCSS. And I will open that SCSS folder. You see every file, you see here all are underscore. Underscore means these all are combined to one file actually. That file is, there is a file called bootstrap CSS. You remember this is the file we were linking, bootstrap.css. Open that file and see, it is having all imports only. That means how many lines? 53 lines, 52 lines are there. Now, when it is compiled into CSS, that CSS file is kept in dist. In dist CSS, bootstrap.css, and you can see that it contains now 11,000 lines code. That means that 53 lines completely extracted into 11,000 lines. Now we are using only this file. But actually in the background, it is built with so many files. If you want, you can individually use them. So that means in a page, you want only buttons, then better go with buttons CSS. So you can import and you can configure in this. This is the mechanism. See, you are using styles coming from several CSS, but linked file is only one. That is the mechanism of bundling. We call this as bundling. So this is the example of that bundling. So let's see the example what I done. In the example, first add following files. What are the files? One is underscore variables dot scss. In that file, this is the code. That is the code. And another underscore buttons dot scss. Underscore buttons dot scss. That is having that code. There we are importing variables. Another one is list.scss. In list.scss, we are using it. We are doing it. Another one, we have a theme dot SCSS. Theme dot SCSS will have all the imports, And for example, if I say, so box shadow, and it is coming from shadow. Shadow is the variable. And I compile this here, compile that here, and the body contains box shadow. But height width we need to adjust now. Height is 200 pixel. Padding is, again we will get it from padding, right? And that's it. I will compile this again, and you can see that will come here. The body is having, and suppose I have border. Border is again coming from border. I am applying that also to the body section. It will apply. That means it is adding those effects and displaying. We are importing and we are using from any location. This is reusability. With CSS, we can't do all this. So that is the reason at high level to build big teams, projects, where a lot of CSS is used. Website presentation completely depends on CSS very much. In such projects, this SASS is used. As I already told you, everybody will not use it, right? And the companies also will not force you to use it. But we like to use it because we will make everything simplified by using this kind of approach, right? So in the theme.scss, this is the code. Now here what we have to do, remember without importing you cannot use them. It is compulsory that you have to import, then only you can use. Now after doing this, second, now transcompile theme.scss. So SCSS, theme.scss. For that we have to use SASS theme.scss is a theme.css we have to do. And just for your understanding sake, theme.css code also I will give. Means how it is generated. Nothing, it is combination of both of them. First we will link that also. Now what we have to do, link theme.css. For HTML page, we will link it. Copy. This is home.html. I will paste it. Just for your understanding sake, theme.css, I will paste their logic. Theme.css logic is this. This is all the logic at one place. Everything is present here. That is not required, but just I am giving roughly how output is generated. This is the concept of bundling, how it works. At higher level, it is not mandatory that everybody should use SASS. Some people use less, some people use SASS. But we prefer SASS, that's enough, right? Now we learned CSS and how to make CSS more better, easier, faster, reusable. So for that we have learned SASS. Now even more faster designing, we have to do it very fast in design. We cannot waste time in applying all these attributes and all. Already I told you that software development is not talent show, business. It is not any talent show, it is complete business. That means we given a task to you, you have to do the task by the time. We don't even care how much hard work you've done. We don't care in real time projects. Just work is given, you have to finish. So as much as possible, we need to speed up the work. We should not waste in writing unnecessary. So for that, web developers, what they do is they depend on ready-made templates, designs, so that it will save the time. And for that, we need third-party libraries. So I will show you a simple option here. So component libraries, component libraries for web design. So this is the heading. Under this heading, so many will come, you will understand. Component libraries for web design. That is the topic we are discussing. What is a component library means? Technically, what is a component library means? A component, a component means, a component means a web component. A component means a web template, a web template that contains presentation, that contains styles, and that contains logic also. A component means it is a web template which contains presentation, styles, and logic. All three kept at one place. As of now, here we have presentation and styles. Logic is not there. We can put logic also, like on home register click, a form should come. We can write such logic also. So templates means they contain HTML, presentation, styles, and logic. Presentation is designed in presentation is designed in HTML. Styles are defined with CSS, and logic by using script like we use JavaScript. So library like jQuery, TypeScript. Script will be so many things actually. So later you will learn what are the various scripts and all these things here. Technically, the point is components are easier for web design. Components will make easy for web designing. And actually, there are so many ready-made component libraries. So there are various component libraries for web development. There are various component libraries for web development, like we have Bootstrap, we have like Twitter Bootstrap, we have like Twitter Bootstrap, we have like a material, React material, we have like Angular material, we have like Angular material. So we have like Telerik, we have like Dev Express, we have like jQuery UI. So many are there. So many are there. That means there are so many component libraries for web developer. All are used in various occasions, but you can't learn all of them. Nobody can teach, because in that case, if we start teaching every component library, this course will become 1 year course, right? Because so many things are there. But what is advantage is, if a developer learns any one of them, others are same. Only few changes will be there. He need to explore those changes by himself. He need to learn. That means in real-time project development, in many situations, you have to update by yourself. That means you will learn. See, some technologies you are learning. Now, one new version comes after you finish the course. Will you again join course? Huh? That is foolish thing, right? That means you will learn once. Whenever new version comes, you must able to read their documentations. You must able to understand what new features they introduce. You must able to explore them by yourself, and you must able to implement. If you cannot do that, there is no use of learning a technology first. And every software developer should have this habit. They need to explore by themselves. For example, suppose in Hyderabad, why people majority come to Hyderabad to learn courses? Because cheaper cost when compared to other cities. Course content is very much delivered in depth for cheaper cost nowhere in India or world. And another point is fastly updated. Yesterday night, one version released, Angular 15 or 14. Next day morning, we have banners, we will teach you. That means even the person who developed that version don't know that somebody is teaching it. So fast. That is the skill level of trainer. That means that trainer who is training you, he cannot misguide you because you are very smart and intelligent. You will be watching internet, YouTube videos regularly, comparing everyday topic by topic. You are genius, na? Right? You will be doing that regularly, right? So the point here is trainer cannot misguide you. Trainer cannot tell you false topics, but trainer have to deliver the new version released last night. That means he updates his skills overnight and delivers you, right? That is the capacity and the level of trainer. That is, no, who teaches him? Angular will come and teach him. React will come and teach him. No. Then how trainers are training new versions? That means they are exploring everything by themselves. They are knowing what newly introduced. They are exploring it. They are knowing it. That is the reason sometimes even they have a lot of experience. Some new version comes, some options, sometimes they go wrong because newly, yesterday only it is released, and today I am teaching. Some options may go wrong because those we need to explore again and again, see the consequences. Now, at one place we got struck, then we will explore it. We will see where the problem is. We get help from the official communities. They will reply. They will tell that you can try this. Bugs issues are there. Then we will tell the same to the students that okay, you try this way. So much risk factor is involved. For trainers, so much risk factors are involved. But generally in software technologies, you may be thinking like trainers, so software training and all these developers. Many people ask, right? Why you know so much technology now? Why you can't you work for a company? Right? So much technology. Why can't you work for a company? Why you are teaching? These kind of questions very regularly people ask. Do you know a software trainer? That means a software trainer, corporate level, with minimum 5 years experience. Suppose 5 years experience, software trainer. Do you know his commercials? 5 years commercials per day, per day, per day. Commercial is 7 to 10,000 per day. Per day commercials 7 to 10,000 official. I will show you tomorrow documents. Right, this is 5 years experience. If it is 10-15 years experience a trainer, his pay will be more than 15 to 20K per day. Per day it is at corporate level. I will show you official invoice tomorrow. So in my mail somewhere they may be there, because so actually the point is per day means suppose 3 months course is there, per day 15 to 20, 3 months. That means what an IBM 10 years experience person, software developer earns in 1 year, these people earn in 3 months. That is very, very high level. But risks are so much. Remember, 10 years software engineer cannot train. You bring him and ask them to train. He cannot train because training is not easy. He may have skills, but he cannot teach the skills. Right? Having skills, solving the problem is different. And training people in that is different. That is the reason even Wipro, Infosys, TCS, they have their developers, but they hire us for train their developers. So new induction batch comes, new fresher came. They will ask that corporate trainer, bring him. Why? Their developers can train now. Already they have experience, team lead, project lead, they can train now. No, they can't train. If they started training, fresher will run away from technology. He will not learn. He can't understand anything what he talking. But their skills are good. They know everything, but they can't train. That is the reason this job is not easy. And commercials very high. Commercials very high. These software engineers are nothing before trainers. Right? So the point is, the concept here is, so when you are working for a technology, we will deliver one concept. You have to explore others. And one concept you learned, you can explore others easily. That is not a big job. You can easily explore others, right? So I will show you here. So technically, one small example here, I will show you how this looks like. You see, this is getbootstrap.com. You see, this is one third-party library. Similarly, we have Twitter Bootstrap. We have Twitter Bootstrap. This is also same like Bootstrap. This is Twitter Bootstrap. This is Bootstrap from Twitter, official Twitter people. These Twitter people use this. That means Twitter website is designed by using this Bootstrap. That means, see, but these people are using less, not SASS. These people are using less. These are using less. But remember, we don't need to teach you. We don't need to teach you this, because once you learn Bootstrap, you can easily handle these also. That means everything will be similar. Some syntax changes will be there. They give all the documentation. You have to read the documentation. I will show you how to read documentation and learn technology. I will show you that. So this is another. We have jQuery UI. This is also a third party. This is also for building interfaces. That means it is also having so many types of components. You can use them. You can use them. So that is another point. Now here you can see, so technically another is Telerik. You see Telerik. Telerik is also a third party. You see UI made easy. And see, Telerik customers, NASA is customer of Telerik. That means Telerik related library is used by NASA like people, like Visa, Microsoft like people. Even Microsoft like people also using Telerik. You may ask, like, Microsoft itself is a development company, then why can't they build everything? Right? They will not build because they can't skip into every business. For example, you have a Samsung mobile. The camera of mobile is not Samsung. The camera used in that mobile is not Samsung, right? That means Samsung is brand. The camera is somebody else. That means camera is somebody else, chip is somebody else, battery is somebody else. But finally box is Samsung. That means why you cannot ask like why Samsung you can't build a camera. They say that we have a lot of other work to do. That is not our business. Somebody who is doing good in that, we will bring from him. Right? The point is we will not try to build everything by ourselves. Time waste. We can't do that. So that is huge burden. That is the reason. So these all people are customers of Telric. You see, there is another Dev Express. Dev Express, yeah. There is another Dev Express. This is also a third party. This is also a third party. This is also a third party. They will provide lot of things for building UI. But remember, all are not free. Some are free, some we have to pay. Telric we have to pay. Dev Express we have to pay. And you see, this is Dev Express. This is all Dev Express UI and all these things. Now, very important here is, so if you learn one concept, others also will be similar. Only few changes will be there that you have to explore by yourself. I will show you how to learn the new things. Now, in this, the best, easiest one for learning level people is Bootstrap. If you are good with Bootstrap, then others are easy. You have material for React, material for Angular. Means Angular people use, so material Angular. This is Angular material. This is for design components. This is material related. Similarly, MUI, this is React material. This is React material. This is the library for React JS people. But React JS people also can use Bootstrap. But in addition to Bootstrap, to make more better, they can have their own library also. So these are all very important. Don't think that only Bootstrap. Like Bootstrap, so many are there. And any company can use anything. So if you go to a project in that they are using Angular, then Angular means they say that don't use Bootstrap, use Angular material. So then you have to use Angular materials, right? If you learned Angular, you will learn that how to use it. But these are important. In this, what we are going to learn, Bootstrap. So technically now, what is Bootstrap? So we are going to deal with this Bootstrap. Technically, what is Bootstrap? So what you understood by Bootstrap, it is a component library. It is a component library. Remember, it is open source. It is free and open source. Free and open source. What is meant by free? What is meant by open source? Free means license free. You don't need to purchase. And open source means it allows you to make changes according to your requirements. That means some people are not open source. Then what happens? How they given to you, you have to use in the same way. You can't do any changes. But if it is open source, you can make changes. For example, Windows operating system is not open source. That means what? Notepad is there. In Notepad, you can add a new menu. I want some new menu in Notepad. Can I add a new menu? No, you can't do that. You can't do that. Microsoft will not allow to do that. Right? So that means the point here is, if they allow to do that, then it is open source. That means you can use how they given to you, or you can change according to your requirements. Then it is open source. Another important is it is cross platform. That means it can run on any operating system. That means it is Android friendly, it is iOS friendly, it is Windows friendly. It can run anywhere. It can run anywhere. So, but another important, Bootstrap also provides, it also provides premium service. Premium service, that means paid service. That means you can use the free ones. If you want more, then you can pay and use the premium also. For example, you see, this is the website, www.getbootstrap.com. Bootstrap.com, this is the official website. You see, this is the website. And in this, you see, they have some themes. You see, they give some website themes here. These are all website designs. And you see, these are website designs. And these website designs, you see, you have to pay money. You have to pay money for this. If you pay, they will give you this template. This is a website template for shopping. You can download it. You can change your, remove their photos, put your photos, remove their content and put your content. Design is ready. So functionality we have to add according to our requirement. That becomes easy, fast design. So ready-made, but some are free, some you have to purchase. You have to purchase. So technically, Bootstrap provides all these things. It has premium service also. Now, another important is, so Bootstrap, it provides three major things. One is HTML code snippets, HTML code snippets, CSS classes, and jQuery attributes. It provides all these three things. HTML code snippets are used for presentation. CSS classes are used for styles, giving more styles. And jQuery attributes are used for functionality. Bootstrap provides all these three things. For example, HTML code snippets will be there. HTML code snippets, like, so you can put a markup and design. Code snippet means a div will be there. In the div, again, some content will be there. Classes means it will put a class. And the class is, suppose I want to give a button like appearance. I can use BTN primary, like that. I can give some appearance. Classes. It have attributes. Attributes like Bootstrap attributes will be like data BS toggle. So it is used to perform functionality on click. What it should do. Such functionalities we can give. Later I will show you all these attributes. I will tell you. That means Bootstrap is a combination of HTML code snippets, CSS classes, and jQuery attributes. That is the reason, in order to use Bootstrap, you have to do a lot of things first. That means how to start using perfect Bootstrap. What we need to get, right? We will see. So I will show you the process. Set up environment for Bootstrap. Set up environment for Bootstrap. What you have to do? First step, you have to install Bootstrap CSS. You have to install Bootstrap CSS. So npm install Bootstrap. That means set up an environment for Bootstrap in project. This is in your project. In project, you open the terminal, npm install bootstrap, save flag I told you. There is another option. You have to install bootstrap icons. Bootstrap icons, which already we done. These two already we done. npm install bootstrap icons and save. Another we have done. Another we have to do. We have to install jQuery, because bootstrap uses jQuery attributes. I told you those attributes will not work if jQuery is not there. We are not learning jQuery now, but we will use jQuery attributes here. When you learn jQuery, you can do more better. We will see that later. As of now, we have to install npm install. So here we need jQuery and save. These three are mandatory. We have to install bootstrap icons and jQuery. These three are mandatory. Okay, first we will do that. Let's go to the project and close all this, and let's go to the terminal. Let's keep it simple. Yeah, let's go to the terminal, and in the terminal, that is the project location. Anywhere in terminal, what you can do, this is your terminal. What you have to do, npm install bootstrap, save. Okay, we are downloading and installing bootstrap. Fine. Next step, npm install bootstrap icons, save. This also we done. Okay, next you need to install jQuery. So npm install jQuery, save. That is also ready. Now, very important, once you kept everything, all are present in node modules. In node modules, now you will have two things. You will see bootstrap, and you will see jQuery also available there. jQuery also available. We have bootstrap icons, and jQuery. Popper belongs to bootstrap only. Later you will see how it works. Initially, these are ready, but what files we need to keep in a page, right? Okay, this is ready. That means our project is installed with all this. Now, how to use bootstrap in a page? To use bootstrap and all its components in web page, what we have to do is, you have to link so many things now. What we have to link here is, we have to define here in the head section, in the head section, we have to link. First, I will give the file names. How do we link? We will see. What we have to link, bootstrap icons, bootstrap, you know. I will create a HTML file. I will create a separate folder by name bootstrap examples. Okay. In this bootstrap examples, I will give home.html. Now here we have to link the files. You see, doc type HTML head title, and I say bootstrap demo. Okay, here first we need to link two CSS files we know already. So there is no order in linking CSS files. There is no order in linking CSS files. We link relation is equal to style sheet, href is equal to node modules bootstrap dot dist. In bootstrap dist is the folder ready for productions, development and production. Dist, in that css bootstrap.css. bootstrap.css. This file we need. That is the file we have to link. So one is bootstrap.css. Another bootstrap icons we know. Link relation is equal to style sheet, href, node modules. In that bootstrap icons, font, bootstrap icons.css. Okay. After that, now in the body section, you see in the body section, you have to link the script files. As per bootstrap standards, actually script and CSS can be linked in head section or body section. Already I told you that. So, but as per bootstrap standards, bootstrap people say that some of our designs we created in such a way that they need to be loaded directly into body. So if you don't do so, some options may not work properly. So better keep your scripts in body. That is their design standards. You can keep in head section also. It will work, but some options may not work. So no risk. We will follow what they asked to do. Right? That means put the scripts in the body section, CSS in the head section. In the body section, for CSS, there is no order, but for scripts, there is order. First, compulsory, you have to link jQuery file. So, script source is equal to /node modules in that jQuery in that dist jQuery.js. This is the jQuery core library. We need this file compulsory. After that, next bootstrap jQuery file. But what happens is bootstrap has so many jQuery files. Just like I showed you now, buttons separate jQuery, list separate jQuery, drop down separate jQuery, but all are bundled into one file. You have to use that bundle file. You see, we can use src /node modules in that bootstrap, in that dist, in that JS. JavaScript files are present in this. In JS, you see bootstrap bundle.js is. You have to use the bootstrap bundle.js. So if I haven't explained what is bundling, you might have a doubt like why the word bundle is used here. Right? What is the meaning of bundle? Means it contains all the files code one place. That is the reason sometimes on internet, when you are watching examples on Bootstrap, some people show different files linking, carousel.css or dropdown.css, JS. But we don't need to do that. If you link bundle, everything will work. That means all bootstrap related library, JavaScript related library, you can access from one place. That is bundle.js. So use this bundle.js. That is enough. Everything will come here. So these are the files to make ready. Now very important is, so this I will give here. In head section, first I will give, so to use Bootstrap and all its components in web page, what we have to do is link the following style sheets. First name I will give. Style sheets is one is Bootstrap. One is bootstrap.css. Another one is bootstrap icons.css. These two files are required. And link the following scripts in body section, style sheets in head section. In the body section, what we need, so jQuery.js. Another one is bootstrap.bundle, bundle.js. That's what we have to do. Now, once we do this, so example I will give here. Example is this page. I will copy this page and I will give you that page. So where which file need to be kept important. So remember a note also I will give. CSS files have no order dependency, but JavaScript files have order dependency. So JavaScript files have order dependency. Don't get confused. I am saying JavaScript, jQuery, but actually jQuery is designed with JavaScript. jQuery is a library and the language used for jQuery is JavaScript. So .js file means JavaScript file which contains jQuery logic. That is only the point here. Okay. So they have order dependence. You have to link in the same way. That is very much important. Okay. See here now. I will close this. Close. See. Let's open our web page and I will write here. So a heading. So bootstrap. I will put a paragraph and here I will write like UI design components. Okay, you see one thing. I removed the bootstrap from the head section. You run this, so it looks normal. Now that is normal design we are having. Now I will paste those two bootstrap CSS. jQuery is not related to visual. jQuery is related to function, right? Visually no change. CSS is related to visual. I will save it. You see any change happened? Any change happened in the file? So many changes happened. Left top indents changed. Font style changed. Earlier we don't have the same font style. Earlier we don't have the same spacing. Everything little bit changed. Now the question is how they are changing because of the CSS you have included. In that CSS they may have that. Actually remember, so Bootstrap uses a font called Roboto. Roboto is the font used by Bootstrap. So this is very popular these days. Everywhere if you don't use it, then appearance will not be in the same way how you are looking. They will work, but same appearance if you want, then you have to use it. And by default, it is the font used in Bootstrap. It uses that font and see by default what happened, everything changed. Now, what is the advantage of Bootstrap is, I will tell you a simple thing. First, I will tell you simple, then we will go explore. To give a good appearance for the headings and all, earlier we have to write so much. But see now, what I can do now is here for this heading, I will put some classes like, so BG danger. I will say border. I will say border 4. I will say, so border, so some white, border white. I am using like, I'm just adding like text center. I'm using like rounded. So I'm using like rounded 3 or 4. I'm adding these classes and appearance will change like this. I'm using like suppose text white, appearance will change like this. I'm using like P3, the padding will increase for it. Actually, to achieve this, you have to write a lot of CSS. Now, just you need to apply some classes. So learning Bootstrap is all about learning the classes provided by Bootstrap for different situations. Like for borders, which class, for background which class, text which class, buttons which class. You don't need to design everything. You need to just apply the classes. It will take care about them. That is the ability, that is the advantage that makes designing very easy and fast. Easy and fast. So later you are going to learn about this. Don't worry. Just I am giving you a idea. That is what it can do. So the bootstrap is ready. Bootstrap is ready in our page and it is working. Now how to start? How to start learning bootstrap? What we have to learn in bootstrap? What are the concepts about bootstrap? Let's see. First basic thing in bootstrap you have to learn about. So bootstrap, so first you need to learn about layout. Bootstrap, first we have to learn about layout. In layout you will learn so many things. Actually layout is nothing but, so first in the layout so many things will be there. Layout means where which content is kept, how it is kept, containers and all these things. In the bootstrap layout, first important thing you have to know about containers. Containers. So what is container? Container is used to keep some set of contents inside it. Inside it. Now bootstrap provides containers. These containers will be friendly and responsive. So friendly and responsive. For example, see how we do. So for that we have classes called container. We have a class called container, so SM, small. We have container LG, large. So we have a container like fluid like this. What is the purpose of this? Is nothing but these containers are suitable to keep your content related to device. For example, if I want to use container is good for, this container is good for small screen devices like mobiles, tabs. For that you can use container and container SM. For large screens like a desktop, like you can use container LG. Suppose you are using laptop like container, you can use Excel. For more larger screens like laptop. No, I want to adjust according to device, then fluid is better. Fluid is better. That means you have even container medium also. This is for displaying on tab like devices, right? The point is when you are using the content, you see now everything comes corner. We want to adjust some space, then you see we can simply use here. You can simply use for body, I'm using a class called container. If I use container, by default the padding will change, margin will change. So but this is good for small devices and all. If you want better, then you can use container what, so fluid, we can use fluid. Container fluid will fit according to device. That will be better. If you are keeping any content in the main area, you have to better keep in container fluid. You can target to specific device, or you can simply target by using container fluid. Container fluid, very important. As I, yeah, this you have to know. Bootstrap, as I told you, that bootstrap uses some set, gives you some set of effects. And bootstrap is open source. Open source means you can customize according to your requirements. That means already container is having, container fluid is having like this. Then what I am doing now, I am writing a style. I am writing a style. I am writing dot container fluid. I am writing again. Then what we are doing here, so I am giving, so margin, margin as 20%. Margin as 20%. Now you see margin as 20%, it will apply. All directions, margin 20%. That means already it is having effect. So you can modify, or without modifying existing effects, you can add new effects. Because you remembered we learned CSS rules. Already effects are coming from CSS file. Those effects we will continue. To those effects we want to add new effects. Like I will give border as 2 pixel, so solid. So and I will give red color, and you can see it will get it. That means that is why it is called open source. Means you can customize. It will provide you some classes. If you can use them as they are provided. If you don't like them, you can change according to your requirements, right? And in that, first important thing is this containers. That means in first bootstrap, we have to learn how to use the containers. Containers is used for keeping all the content in correct place. The next important after the containers, in CSS, what you learned first? In CSS, you learned about box model. Am I right? Means attributes, designing. In box model, what you have? Width, height, margins, padding, border, and border radius. These all comes under box model. And in Bootstrap, you can do the same box model, but it's very simple this time. What is simple in the box model? For margin, we have to use M class. M is for margin. And dot. That means you see here M, and M is for margin, and it has some important combinations. What are the combinations? Suppose I give S here. S is, that means a combination. Yes, S is for left, and E is for right, and T is for top, and B is for bottom. That means what we do is we write like this: MS. MS means margin left. We write ME, that means margin right. S means start, E means end actually. So we have MT, margin top, and we have MB, margin bottom. But how much number we have to give? That means we have an option like this. We can give the value from 1 to 4. The value can be given from 1 to 4. That means you can write like this: MS4. We can write like MT4. You can write like MB3, like this. The value can be from 1 to 4. If you want more, then you write by yourself. Already they have these margins now. That means you see, suppose I'm not writing any style here. So I want to adjust the margin here. I want to adjust margin top for heading. Then here I have to put class MT, margin top. Margin top, how much? 4. You can see some space will come from top, some space will come. Now I want lesser, then I can give 3, then little less. I give 2, then it will be little less, right? I want margin bottom, then what we have to do? MB, margin bottom 4. That means below that space will come. So we want MS4. That means margin left 4. So this also should use the class MS4. That means margin left 4. Right? That depends on how you want to give. This becomes easy now. We don't need to write much effects, we can apply. But if you are satisfied with this, you continue. No, then you write your own margin, because I want more margin, more things, and you have to write by your own. But these are the classes for apply margins. In the box model, this is for first one is margins. Margins, how we can define the margins. Now, in the same way, padding also. Padding is defined by using P, by using the class P. P will put all directions. And here we can write P, S, P, E, P, T, and P, B. And what is the size? So P and the value what you want, SETB value, and size will be from 1 to 4. Size will be 1 to 4. That means we write like this, PT2, padding top 2 up to 4, same like margin. But you know that for adjusting the padding, so temporarily I will give border. Just I am using border and border primary. Later I will tell you that. Just observe. You see there is a border. I want some padding, left padding. Then what we have to do? We have to use PS4. PS4, then it will be left padding. I want some top padding. That means we have to ask PT4. The top padding will be there. Bottom padding. So PB3, some bottom padding will be there. We can easily adjust the padding margins by using these characters. Right? These are important. Right? Now don't ask that, do I need to remember this? Without remembering what you will do. Don't ask that question, because many people ask that. Sir, do I need to remember all this? If you don't remember, what you will do? Right? You need to remember all this, right? Without remembering, you can't do anything, right? So you need to remember those options and define, right? Technically, you have to remember, but I will tell you the easy way to remember. So because some help will come, that help is not standard. Sometimes it may go wrong. That is the reason. Easy way to remember, I will tell you. Easy way to remember means conceptual wise, if you learn, easy. Like box model, what classes are used? Buttons, what classes are used? Drop downs, what classes are used? If you learn like that, it is easy to remember, right? So we have seen only two things: how to use border, how do we use padding and margin. Others we will see in the next session. Right now we will learn all other effects in the next session. So Monday we will continue. Okay, in Monday session we will see that.